Please don't die! Please don't die! Please don't die!
Everything breathes like whiskey.
Oh no!
Wake the fuck up!
Welcome to another edition of Wake the Fuck Up. This week on location and on Mercer Street in Princeton, West Virginia, Pixel Nation, Kevin Morris's home turf. Kevin Morris, Pixel Nation, boom. We'll see you a week or two. Anyway, today's guest, nerdy as it gets, nerdy and dirty, nerdy 30s, Jeff Griffith, Matt Cline, Tony Riffe, nerding out with their nerd out. I really don't have anything. I've been drinking for 3 hours, and we're just going to go to commercial break, and then we'll talk.
I have a feeling that to be Dane Granger, I must first destroy Dane Granger. Through destruction breeds creation.
You know why you're here, Dane?
My kind are hollow and soulless destroyers. Beware of us. We are ruthless. I killed Grace Harper.
You didn't kill anyone.
At this moment of loneliness, I really miss Maddie. I will always miss Maddie. She will be one of those people that I think of often. Then I think of Grace.
Go back to New York and forget her. She is an addiction that you have struggled with for a long time.
Maddie was odd, but she was real. My world, however, belongs to Grace. I do love her.
I know you do, but
we're like fire and gasoline. No matter how honest or truthful we are with one another, there's just so much that we'll never say. Those damn Harper girls really have me in a mess. Sometimes wonder if my life would be better if I had never met either one of them. Grace Harper, together, we could rule the world. Separate, we will remain hell-bent on ruining each other.
too much left unsaid eventually becomes a lifetime of silence.
We are careless, and we will consume you. We are the monsters in the dark. We are people who just can't do the right thing. We feel moments of guilt, but at the end of the day, we can't change what we are. We let the darkness come out to play all too often.
When it comes to family.
See this? It's just like I remember it.
Roy, if this is how you remember, something's fucked with your head.
Sometimes blood. Is thicker than water. pig girl.
Let me just say, camping fucking rocks.
Available now at Amazon.com on DVD and Blu-ray.
I feel like
My
you guys should
people.
be standing up and leading this. He's like a maestro. He's a conductor.
That's power right there.
What else can you get them to do?
We'll see as the night goes on.
Was that Stevie Looney?
That was the one and only.
Boy, he's a something. We'll see Stevie Looney at some point. Maybe in the past or the future. I have no idea how these things work anymore.
Both.
You know how it goes. Old Scotty Slasher back there behind the camera. He gets a hold of Grandpa's cough medicine, and then we have people, these weird fuckers, looking at us from the door here, and we picked a neat night. It's cruise night on Mercer Street, and we're getting belligerently drunk and waving at families. How you doing, guys? How you doing? All right.
Is it
goodbye.
possible that we can go out and interview one of the
Absolutely
cruisers
not.
at some
No,
point?
that's a terrible idea. No.
Okay, I was just
We're not
wondering.
doing that at all. But what we're going to start off here today, Lord knows, we've already kept a conversation going before we started for about the last 2.5 hours. And I started the drink and I get to rambling. But we're going to start off today talking about video games. We're here today in Princeton, West Virginia, Southern West Virginia's finest retro video game store, Pixel Nation.
Absolutely.
And I asked you guys before we started to go around and pick out a couple games you guys really liked a lot that we could talk about, nerd out about for a little bit. And that'll give you fans out there a vibe for what the Nerdy 30s podcast is all about. By the way, how do people listen to you guys on the Nerdy 30s podcast? Where's that at? It's somewhere. I keep downloading them. I have a bookmark.
You can get it free on iTunes.
Right.
But blogtalkradio.com.
Right.
You can listen live every week. Chat with us in the chat room. We're on Facebook.
Can you call in?
Instagram, Twitter. Call in live.
I thought so.
We love that. Call in and talk
Love
to
it.
us.
Love it.
Yeah.
I should do that sometime.
Tony may even let you through.
Maybe.
Maybe. Is he kind of a dick?
Well, you can ask J.C. Dykes Jr. about that because he tries to call through every week, I believe, right?
Okay.
Yes, he calls in every week.
So why not? Why no J.C. Dykes Jr.?
And JC, if you see that, you're always welcome, but not every week on the air.
It was that one time when he got on.
It's very
and
excited.
rambled about
Very
nothing for about
excited.
30 minutes, and it made it real weird.
J.C.,
All right.
we love you.
But we'll get to wrestling after the break. Before the break, where we're at, retro games. Let's talk about retro games, guys. What you got picked out?
I've got the mic, so I'm going to go first. And I don't remember. I picked out
It's like a
three.
story stick.
And I'm just going to reach and grab. And I pull out one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, okay, what we got?
I'm old, okay?
Okay.
We're nerdy
Old
30s.
man.
I'm 37. I'm almost about.
Into that rule.
How old are you?
He's not in here.
Go to hell. What are you even doing here?
I know, man.
You don't even have a beard.
I just snuck in.
He's an old soul.
That's right.
But I grew up, my first system, the Atari 2600, I logged many hours on that thing. And when I was looking through there, one of the ones that really stood out to me, and you can ask Tony, I've always said one of my favorite games of all time, Yar's Revenge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as with all the Atari games, the cover art makes it look a lot more intense than it probably actually
Can we
is.
show that off here?
Yeah.
Zach Tar, you want to get a shot of this awesome game here? Go ahead. I'm
Yeah, and,
sorry.
oh, no, you're good.
You know how these guys are. You got to give them notes. Tell them how to do their job, or they think that they know everything. Freaking
So,
techies.
much like the bird that was flying your way just now, you're actually a fly. But you're like a giant mech fly, according to the cover. See, that's the thing about the Atari. You had to actually use your imagination and kind of combine the cover art with what you were actually, because you're actually like 2 blocks with a buzzing wing. Yes. That's it. Now you have a force field. Now if you go in that force field, there's a blast that's coming out, and we'll use my face as that. You get in the force field, it can't get you. You got to break down the barrier to destroy the thing. It's awesome. One of my all-time favorite games. To this day, I could sit and play it for hours. So that was my first pick.
I have a question about Yar's Revenge. And can anybody answer this? And this is another Atari mystery. What was he avenging? What's his revenge about? It's just, you start with this game, Yar's Revenge. I love it. Do we know what he's revenging?
Is there a game called Yars?
Is there a Yar's?
Without
That's
the
my
revenge,
point.
And then Revenge is a secret.
I feel like sneaking a Diablo Jr. reference.
Here's what I think. I think that if you're watching this show right now, You need to email the show your best backstory for Yar's Revenge, and we'll put it on a fanfic site, and we'll see what happens with that.
Fanfic?
Yeah.
It's going to get steamy.
Oh, it could. It really could.
What's he look like behind that armor?
Yeah, I don't see. Here's the question: when you look at the art,
is it Samus?
Are you the fly? Or are
Could it
you
be
actually?
Samus?
It could be. Or are you actually flying a ship? Once more. Who knows?
All right, next up. What do you got for us? Up.
All right.
USA! 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 This is fantastic.
Tough guy. All right. Oh, my first choice. It's for the SNES. It's a weird choice, kind of. I spent a lot of time with this as a kid. Mario Paint.
Oh my lord! You know, I spent no time with that. However, the commercial made me want to buy 100 copies of it, so I believed I could make cartoons.
I got it, not really even knowing what it was. It came with the mouse, the hard plastic mouse pad, which was at that time cool, different. It's like, whoa, I'm getting in PC world here. At that time, that was a big thing, but there's lots of fun to be had in this game. The Music Maker, you can get lost in that for hours, just making random Mario type sounds and beats and remember that one very specifically.
Oh, wait, was that ICQ?
No, but I think ICQ may have stole from this.
They have. Okay.
It's very similar, if not.
What's your favorite thing you made with Mario Paint?
Favorite thing I
Hentai.
made. Oh man.
This guy.
Oh. I used to like to do the stamp things, which is weird because it was really not that fun at all. Looking back, it was terrible.
Yeah, that's not the answer. I thought you would roll with it all.
I was a weird kid.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
You just make the stamps. And I used to make scenes, and I'd be like, whoa, look at that scene. And then I'd erase it.
All right.
Maybe after that you could tell everybody about your list making.
I do like to make lists.
Lists.
Still to this day.
Sounds a little OCD. Who's got another one? Who's got another one? Tell us about more games here.
I've got one. It's kind of a sentimental story.
Okay.
And
I like sentiment. Tell us about your life.
Across the land, there was a game that many people hated and hate to this day, and I never felt that in my heart. To me, it was a great game for the Atari 2600, and it's a game that's, I don't know why it gets so much hate. You could ask Kevin. I mean, this game had a beginning, a well thought out middle, and an end. You could accomplish defeating this game. You could accomplish defeating this game.
Right.
And all you haters can say what you want to, but I spent many hours of my life.
What's great about it?
With the Atari 2600 version.
I can't even believe I asked this. Shut up. Shut it. Are you great hours of your life?
Yes.
You have low standards.
I had family members that would sit and watch me play this game from beginning to end.
He hooked us there too. This is what you call a rib, ladies and gentlemen.
I am 100% serious. This game is awesome. I am serious. 8 out of 10 people hate this. I love it.
It's god awful. It's almost as bad as Smurfs.
I love you.
I didn't even play it really.
It's a game that pretty much caused the downfall of video games in the 80s. Good choice.
Oh, terrible choice.
This is one of my favorites.
No. Next.
Thank you.
No, absolutely not.
Although my next one may get some odd looks as well. I'm delving into the sports world now.
Whoa.
The NES.
What have we got?
I played this game for many hours, and I love the fact that your team, you actually got to kind of customize your team. You had different options, different classes. You had the fat guy, the skinny guy, the medium guy. Each had their own attributes. Ice hockey for the NES. I
Never
love
played
this
that
game.
one.
Not Blades of Steel.
No, not Blades of Steel. No.
Is that the first one?
Yeah, I believe so. With this, you may have to call in. Was this the first?
I feel like there was one for the Atari 2600 too.
Oh yeah, there probably
that's
was.
That's the one that I played. I don't even remember what it's called. Was it ice hockey? I don't. Where's Kevin?
Sure.
Kevin's gone.
It may have been the first.
Was it just hockey?
It was just hockey.
I loved it though.
Well, I
did
think the
love
fact that there's a game called hockey and a game called ice hockey shows that there was a wealth of imagination going through the. To name it ice hockey.
You know what I find odd? how many Atari games we already have up here? But that really is the earliest memory for a lot of people. I remember playing that Frogger on that, and be like, "This is the best thing ever." In some game where you threw a disc across the screen and tried to kill another stick figure looking thing. I played it all the time. It's the first game system. I didn't own it. I found it in a closet at my grandmother's house. Somebody owned it years before. I guess decided it was terrible and did not give a crap. I had like 12 games with it. I was so excited about that. So excited. But I digress. We got another one?
Yeah, I got another one. This is.
You're disqualified from the next pick because of E.T.
I got another weird one that I don't know what year this first came out. I was older, high school age, I guess. This is not the system that I played it on. I actually played this a lot on the PC. The Sims. Huh. As weird as that may be. Like, I got super into it. Mm-hmm. There's a new one getting ready to come out. I'll probably be purchasing that. I still have that obsession. I don't know.
Huh.
I like controlling people.
That is a weird
maybe.
choice.
Maybe I like controlling people.
That's usually like I don't want to gender role, but I mean, usually you talk to more girls that play The Sims.
You're right. I'll give you that.
He's basically a girl.
Well,
it's okay, man.
It is what it is.
Let's forget.
It is what it is.
You take it, E.T. You take it, E.T.
Okay, we got one more from you?
If you're going to be mean, you can just phone home and leave, Jeff. Be nice
is
to
this
me.
going to be another E.T. pick? Because
No, E.T.'s gone. E.T.'s, look, I have to forfeit a pick, so I'm going to forfeit one. I'm going to lay this one down. You guys will never know what it was.
Okay.
All right, now, the next one I want to talk about is actually really cool. It's called Ghost House.
Okay.
It's very straightforward.
And what's this for?
The Sega Master System.
The Master System.
In a day and age where I was...
Not the Genesis.
No, this is before that. This is about 86. Before I didn't get a Nintendo. Everybody else in the world got a Nintendo. An NES. I got a Master System. And the graphics and colors were awesome and amazing, but nobody to trade games with. So anyway, Ghost House is basically a house with mummies, Dracula, ghosts, all these different things. And as a kid, I played this at Sears at the Mercer Mall. Just the people that know where that is. And played the demo, loved it, never got it, ever, until I was an adult, found it on eBay. Great game. I'd say pick it up if you never played it. You would like it. Especially if you like ghosts and haunted houses, that kind of stuff.
I like that.
You know? All right, I think you guys picked out some solid choices here. I'm not sure how much time we have left before we go to break, but one thing I do want to do before we go there, we did the video game thing. Let's do the you thing. Nerdy 30s, memories of your time doing your podcast. What stands out to you? Pick one and talk to us about it. One that kind of encapsulates any one of you.
You start on the top.
EC Dub. You fucked up. You fucked up.
That's the
you
one I was
fucked
waiting
up.
for.
You fucked up.
Oh
Yeah.
man, there's so many memories. Honestly, I mean, some of my favorite shows are the ones where that we completely go off of any kind of script or any kind of plan that we have, because
Well,
to me,
what's one of those for you? I mean, that's kind of I don't want to nitpick, but that's a little vague.
Well, I can tell you one.
You've got one.
I've got one in particular. There was one episode that we were doing, and we started talking about lame G.I. Joe characters. And we as we were doing the show, Matt goes and finds on Google just like a list, and we started just like going through this list of characters, ones that we didn't even remember, like stuff like that. And we spent an hour talking about just that.
You guys do spend a lot of time talking about action figures. I remember one of my favorite things you guys talked about on one of the 20 podcasts I have downloaded on my computer. I listened to them in repeat. I've listened to them all like 50 times now.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Well, they're also the only 20 podcasts on my computer. However, they are enjoyable. But I don't remember who was talking about. You guys were talking about cool Christmas presents you got. One of you was talking about an alarm clock or something. But one of you was talking about one of your favorite Christmas presents ever, getting Extendor, Tower of Power. I think I may even comment on the Nerdy 30s page about that. That's one of my favorite action figures ever, because you always look, I mean, I kind of zoned out on a lot of the G.I. Joe good guys because they start looking similar after a while. And you like the G.I. Joe bad guys more. But He-Man, everyone looked cool. You had Mossman, you had Sneakor, but Extendor was like literally a character that went from this big to like this big.
Yeah.
Like his whole body pulled. It was awesome. He's an awesome figure.
Right. He was sponsored by Viagra, actually.
Right.
So.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Kind of a behind the scenes story. One of my favorite.
Can we? I have no idea. I don't know these things.
I get the job of keeping J.C. Dykes out and also getting other guests to come.
Whoa!
But have you seen the movie VHS? The actress Hannah Fierman. Hannah Fierman on VHS. I don't know if you've seen that movie. But one of my I like it.
Actually, I haven't seen that one yet.
You need to watch it. It's awesome.
I like the horror. I've been in a few horror movies. You know,
we had her
Pig Girl, Pork Chop, The Crawling Dead, Pork Chop 3D. Well, I wasn't in Pork Chop. I was in Pork Chop 2. Everyone should buy those. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I got the plug. You know, I'm from the school of Mick Foley. Hard Knocks, Cheap Pops. Yeah. Because we're coming to you tonight right here in Princeton, West Virginia. Yeah, look at all these fans. Look at all these. Oh, there's like one. He's doing it too. We got no. They don't give a shit at all.
This is like the equivalent of a Divas match happening. Everybody went to take a bathroom break.
Maybe we should do it in our underwear. Would that get the ratings? Underwear? No.
We have a slow clap going. We have a slow clap going for that. Right? But so to get her on the show, I had to actually pay her what was it? Skype bill. Yeah, I had to pay her Skype bill so that we could get her to come on our show.
Who was this?
Hannah Fearman.
Seriously?
It was awesome though. She was great.
She was a good guest.
But
how much was the Skype bill?
Like $15.
Yeah, okay, I'll buy that.
She's a new actress. She probably doesn't have a lot
That's
of money.
pretty cool though. That's super cool.
Maybe one day she'll tell that story. Yeah,
she was a cool, good sport the whole time?
Oh, yeah, she was great. She was great.
I think she stalked her, if we're being real.
She probably does.
So if we troll through your backlog episodes, we can find this. Any idea what episode number?
I don't, but it's labeled with Hannah Fearman.
Okay. That was pretty good.
But when you go back and listen to it, it's hilarious because Tony did so much research. He found like her fan films that she had done before, and like literally you can actually physically hear her on the podcast get increasingly uncomfortable as Tony starts bringing up stuff. She even says at one point, she's like, "That's not even released. How did you see that?" She got so uncomfortable, so it was great. It's worth going back to listen to just for that.
And I looked at her and I just said, "I like you." I didn't really. But
I have no idea what to say. On that note, we do have to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back. More Nerdy 30s, delving into another subject we all share common ground in, wrestling. Who loves wrestling? Yes. 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 Yes.
Hensley.
Tonight on Ghost Seekers, we're here in the cemetery. 200 years ago, English settlers came and they built a church up on sacred ground. Over 100 men and women were tortured and eventually killed because of demonic possession.
We're here. Have you seen Andrea?
No.
She's missing.
It's on the tape. Just watch it for yourself, please.
Have you seen this? What did you do? What did you do?
I found the map and compass. We can leave now.
Reports of 2 more young men gone missing.
We're film students. We're doing a documentary piece.
It's not rumors.
See, it's an animal.
It lives deep in the woods.
It's always been out there, hiding in the shadows.
The legend says that this creature used to attack the settlers in the middle of the night. Babies and children being torn apart, eaten alive. Yaya Kanusa, it means 6 fingers. Had 3 fingers on each hand.
Some kind of devil. Is this for real? We've just captured actual footage of the creature. Don't play with the devil unless you're not afraid to face hell. I'm not gonna die to film your monster, dude! Oh shit!
Mobile disc jockeys are an important part of your party. Get a good one, you have a great party. Get a bad one, suffer the consequences. Dwayne Muncie, the owner, has been doing this since 1992 and is well qualified to help you through the entire process of making your event a huge hit. Here's just a few reasons you should book us. Dependability, knowledgeable, friendly staff, user-friendly website, over 110,000 songs, will play as long as you want, and customer service is most important to us. We have all the equipment to handle any job, any size. We can even set up multiple systems at the same event. Our gear is well maintained and we always bring backups. We set up early and we love to travel. Please see our website for details. No hidden charges, no setup fees, no subcontracting. Give us a call today at 304-250-0123 or go to DwayneMunsey.com to schedule a free consultation. Don't suffer with a lousy DJ. Let Cucumber & Company help make your night downright historic.
Welcome back to Wake the Fuck Up. I'm the Yellow Rockstar, and I'm making a fucking mess. Kevin Morris is going to regret this decision.
That's a very outlaw thing of you to do.
There's only so many things I can do. The cameras are rolling, Kev. Get a fucking mop. Bitch. Ow. Ow. Does it hurt like selling for Buddy Love yet?
He's shooting! He's shooting!
He scores! He scores! Buddy, I love you. I love you. I meant every word of that, and I love... No?
He's an ass.
What? No, stop. Buddy's a good guy. He has a good heart. He's just radically insane.
You know who's worse than him? You know who's worse than him?
Who?
J.C. Dykes Jr.
We
love you, J.C.
What are you doing?
Bad but true.
What are you guys doing? I'm gonna invite him on the show to go toe to toe with you on this topic. Think you can handle that?
Bring him on any day, anytime, anywhere.
You know, he's
JC
actually
Dykes. Get in here right now.
I spoke with JC and he wants to come on the show, so we can make this happen. We can make this a reality.
It can happen because
Griffith versus Dykes, mano a mano on the mic. It's a level playing field. How you think that's? How you think?
I mean, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. I am fat enough that I know he can't power drive me.
I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna get the Psycho Superman Carl down here. I'll call my old friend Dean Bibb. He's a God-fearing man. I don't know if he'd be on the show with me, but we can do play-by-play on the sidelines of this confrontation. It'll be like 20 different worlds of indie wrestling colliding for an evening. But you know what? I feel like I've committed career suicide with everyone, so I think we should make this happen. Yep, that's a thumbs up. But what we want to talk about right now, let's segue from emotions.
Okay.
I want to talk about. Let's talk pop culture wrestling. People talk about pop culture wrestling like it's a bad thing. I know a lot of people act like they don't like it, but spade's a spade. We grew up in the 80s. I'd say everybody in this room marked out for WrestleMania when we're kids.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone, every year there was that superhero wrestler in the mainstream, and that's why we're here today. And I don't want to say that like the product that's more old school than that isn't validated. Of course, I love it. We all love it, or we wouldn't be involved with people that are on that level. But we're all here because of pop culture wrestling, World Wrestling Entertainment, formerly. Does anybody else? Here's what I want to ask. Starting off here, this will be our segue discussion. Does anybody else get pissed when they have to say WWE?
It's weird.
It pisses me off to this day. Why can't fuck the panda? Not that I hate wildlife, not that I hate the World Wildlife Fund, but fuck the goddamn panda. Can we just call it WWF? I love the Federation.
I know,
That's where my heart's at. In my mind, it's still WWF.
Right. I think I'm fine on
Oh my
to the
God,
point
pisses
to
me
where
off.
I say WWE naturally, but I hate it. God, I hate it. WWF, man.
I mean, that's
Who
where it
cares
is.
about
It feels more powerful when you say WWF Heavyweight Champion versus the World Wrestling Entertainment Heavyweight Champion.
As far as that, let's go ahead and say World Wrestling Federation, World Wrestling Entertainment. We don't say that word anymore. We're not allowed to say wrestling. What is that?
We can't say.
Guess what, Vince? You run a wrestling
and you
promotion.
know what? We never even hear the word federation. How can we can't reference the federation years directly on air? That's your history. Why not? And you know, I digress though. While we're mentioning, I just said a moment ago, the World Wrestling Federation champion, the World Wrestling Entertainment champion. Let's talk about Daniel Bryan. Let's play soothsayer here. These episodes are always a couple months behind. So by the time this airs, be a pretty good bit later, 2 or 3, maybe 4 months, who knows. Where do you think Daniel Bryan's going to be? Right now, currently stripped of the title. Money in the Bank pay-per-view is getting ready to happen. We know the competitors in that main event match. Who do you think is walking out with the gold? And can Daniel Bryan, will he get back where he was? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing?
I've thought a lot about it.
Okay.
And I'm a huge Daniel Bryan fan. I mean, he's been my favorite wrestler.
Yes, we all are. Yes. And you know why? And people say the yes chant's over, he's not over. I think it's a culmination of both. The yes chant never got over without him, and now the chant, maybe it is over more than the wrestler, but the chant's over more than the entire roster. And Daniel Bryan, the catalyst for that, also an amazing wrestler. That's why the fans have latched on to that. And the great thing is, his matches now are a lot like watching 1980s wrestling. Well, you know, the crowd is that involved in a way that they aren't involved anymore. The last time I saw a crowd pop for someone like they popped for him was Austin.
Very, very good comparison. And, you know, though, you were saying I hear people say the same thing. Is the yes chant moreover? I have proof. I think what would be very good proof that it's not that. If you'll remember, they tried to give the Big Show the yes chant at one point. Went nowhere. Fell flat on its face. The people wanted Daniel Bryan with the yes chant. I believe it's took a long time, and I do believe he had his doubters from the beginning. And
undoubtedly, he was released at one point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
After what, 7 months? Yeah. Not even technically on the main roster, on the NXT roster.
Yes. But I genuinely feel that it's came to the point where they realize what they have in him. It's no coincidence that since he's been hurt, the last few Raws have been lackluster. And Matt and I, we talk back and forth the whole time we're watching Raw if we're not watching it together. And we've talked about the fact that it's a noticeable difference that he's not on the show. The Shield have stepped up. They've kind of, well, I mean, you know, we all know what's going on with that, but they've kind of stepped in and added some excitement. But no Daniel Bryan on the show has really hurt the overall quality of the show. They know that. I think at this point, I feel like he's going to come back in a main event position.
Well, let me ask you this. Looking at from where he started off, I love the online criticism relating to Daniel Bryan's title reign, his entrapment, and the feud with Kane, which I'm not a hater on. I think that's a natural fit for your first feud, your former tag team partner. You don't want to go right back to the main event of Mania again. That's redundant. And it is a good story arc.
Say Tony's favorite wrestler is Kane.
Is it really? Tony, speak on this for a second. This is unexpected.
Currently, yes, it is.
Yes?
Kane's my favorite.
Is this for the entirety of his career as a whole?
Isaac Yankum?
You know, that's a starting point. It's good to see somebody that started off being able to play something like that and then do something else. That's talent. You got to have a lot of balls to own both of those things. And a lot of guys will shit on an entire career saying, I don't want to do. Why wouldn't you do that? You're getting paid. At the end of the day, you're getting paid.
I mean, I've just always I've always liked Kane, Undertaker, Kane. Always liked them together against each other. And since they destroyed Undertaker for me, Kane's the only one I have left. Thanks, Vince.
I mean, that feels like a conversation in and of itself.
This guy's very bitter over WrestleMania.
But you ripped part of my heart out that I had since a child watching The Undertaker. He lost this last time. The streak's over. That whole part of my brain and heart are gone.
Okay, let me stick.
I was going to walk home 3.
Can I stick a pin in this for just a second? Okay. Let's finish out Daniel because we should come back to this.
I'm just emotional.
This is probably still the second biggest. I think even by the time this airs, which I imagine will be towards August, it'll be towards the end of the summer at least. The Undertaker losing at WrestleMania will be something to talk about. However, going back to Daniel Bryan being in this feud with Kane, which many people didn't. They weren't feeling it the way I was feeling, the way maybe you were feeling Is this break going to be good for him? Because, you know, he got to go out still super hot. However lukewarm people thought these feuds were. When he comes back, is he going to be as hot? Daniel Bryan.
I think when he comes back, I'm sorry. I'll pass the mic to you. We're ciphering here. No, I think that when he comes back, it's always, anytime somebody's away, it don't matter who it is. The initial return is going to be a crazy hot pop, but I think he'll maintain it. I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I feel he's going to step back into the world title picture.
Okay.
And I really feel the money feud. I've said it since the beginning, and this kind of ties into what Tony was saying. Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar they can print money with that match.
I'll agree with that.
And it's the classic. You've got the monster that defeated the streak.
There's still talk online about that being the main event for SummerSlam, you know. And who knows? Who knows how the guys up top are going to think. But if it is just fantasy booking by online nerds, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard of.
I think it's a match I want.
All right. Now, talking about Lesnar, let's go back real quick. You were talking about the streak ending. I want to ask you this. Undertaker losing the streak. Everyone talked about it. However you felt about it, we were all pissed in some way, shape, or form. Looking at, though, do you think maybe a rematch, which would probably, looking at the Undertaker's career and his physical condition the last couple of years, obviously he can only possibly have 1 or 2 more matches, probably 1 more if he's smart. There's no reason to hurt himself more than he has. Do you think the bigger money for him is being that gunslinger from the West riding back into town for that shootout with that one guy that just fucked him up? You think he versus Lesnar, could that be the perfect bookend for him after losing at something that everyone thought he would always own? Because now he's vulnerable. We expect him to win. Every year until this year, we expected it. Now we don't. Now it's a question mark. Does that make it a bigger deal?
I want to go on record, first of all, saying I was not mad over him losing. Okay. I was shocked, but I wasn't mad.
I was devastated.
I was just like, it was like a moment. I love moments.
Right.
And I feel like 10 years from now, that's still going to be one of the moments of WrestleMania that we always remember. And I have no problem with him losing to Brock. A lot of people said, well, it should be to a young up-and-coming guy. That's a lot of stock to put in a guy that could fall flat on his face in a month.
I'll tell you why I believe looking at a marketing standpoint was the most important reason for that loss. Not that it was a bad idea for Lesnar to get that victory. It built so much more credibility and a special appearance attraction. The reason I think it was so marketable, though, it's the first WrestleMania on the network, and you want to guarantee that you did something on that first night. Daniel Bryan winning the world title, I want to say that was expected. However much it wasn't expected, building towards the main event aside, when you knew they had no other choice, you knew that's what they wanted at the end of the show. Undertaker losing, no one expected. It was impossible not to talk about it the next day, the next week. I still walk across wrestling fans that still bitch about it. They are mad. They are mad. They are mad. You're mad. Tell us about being. No, let this guy talk. Let him preach to me, brother.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, and that's even worse.
I hate when my dad used to say that to me.
That's the worst. It's the worst.
I'm disappointed.
This is real hate for a moment.
Again,
he loves it so much he's trying to protect it, but he hates it.
I hate it.
You feel it coming off?
I do. I'm intimidated.
Tell the whole
okay. Here's the thing. First of all, when I look, and sometimes I think little 8-year-old Tony standing over here, and I'm looking at him. He just walked off that night. He's gone. You did that, Vince. He's gone. He's dead. I mean,
dead.
That like left
you
a
killed
scar
children,
in my
Vince
heart.
McMahon.
That part of the makeup of my being is gone and destroyed, and that little bit of niceness that I might have had, that's gone. You destroyed it. So anyway,
it's still real to him.
It's still real, damn it.
So who's worse, Vince McMahon or George Lucas?
Oh, Jar Jar Binks. Oh my God, we'll talk about that another time.
Vince Russo or Vince McMahon? Who do you hate more?
Right now, Vince McMahon. So
no, on a whole. At his worst versus his worst by wrestling fan standards, which are skewed because let's just call it based on storylines, not on speculation or personal life. Put that aside because they both done good and bad. Yeah. Who do you think did more to tarnish at the worst moments? Because for me, Vince Russo, I look at the crash booking of WCW at the end, no long-term plan. And you had a world of talent there. If there was ever a brand that needed a roster split, it wasn't WWE after the invasion angle. It was WCW beforehand. You had 3 distinctly different products. You had 30 Lucha Libre wrestlers. Let's put them on a show. Put the guys that you don't think draw anymore where they'll be superstars. And I'm not going to hate on Jim Duggan, but Jim Duggan at the time lost in the fold. Let's put him on a show with like 30 luchadors and the WCW lower mid-card, the guys that aren't getting that moment, that deserve that moment. I guarantee every person on that show would have moved more merchandise. The show would have been worth more money. Why not? I'm sorry, I digress. Who do you hate more, though?
Wait, do you put does Jim Duggan become a luchador on this show?
Never. Okay. Jim Duggan is Jim Duggan. Nobody controls Jim Duggan.
I was just wondering.
Hey! USA! 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 Everyone do the tongue thing. We could be a barbershop quartet, the worst, nerdiest barbershop quartet ever. But going back to
I'll make one more point real quick.
Okay.
That night, I was so devastated. I said before the match, if The Undertaker loses, I am walking home. And it was late. It was
probably 3 miles home.
3 miles, probably, you know.
So you didn't stay to finish it?
I was going to leave.
We made him.
Well, I'm glad you did because really, for Daniel Bryan's career, that moment was a moment you didn't want to miss live. You didn't want to hear about later. Even, I don't want to say I know because we never know what's going to happen. We would have known the Taker was going to drop. But I mean, in the long run, feeling that moment the first time you see it's much better than reading it on WrestleZone.
I couldn't enjoy it because
no offense to WrestleZone, I love WrestleZone. You're my dirt sheet. I love you. But I digress. What I want to get back to the end to answer the question. Long term, is there a money rematch in Lesnar versus Taker because of this loss?
Is there one? Yes. Do I want it? No.
No?
I think I want Taker to be done for good. I think I want that to be his last match. I really think I want that.
You don't think the money moments in the?
No, I think it's absolutely there. I'm just saying, for me personally, I would like for that to be. I think the story is so much better if that's.
Do you think it's because Taker's so far along now that he's not bringing it like he used to?
Yeah.
And if so, this is the alternate plan in my mind. I'm going to bring this back here, and it gives a little value to your boy here. Is the money match maybe in the end Lesnar-Kane versus Lesnar-Cesaro? In my fantasy mind, I think this would be a money direction. And it gives Cesaro a reason to break away if the tag match goes poorly and he's blamed for it.
I just...
and you can't argue how much that would elevate him.
I think the main thing in my head, too, let's be honest, if it wasn't for the finish of that match...
I love playing fantasy booker, I think.
That match was really pretty bad. From a match standpoint, Taker looked horrible in that match, I thought.
I think he got injured early on that one, too. So you got that.
I will say this on this whole subject.
Okay, let's make this the final point on this, and now I want one nerdy memory, and we're going to break.
Quickly saying, Brock Undertaker rematch. Is there money there? Yes. I don't know that there will. At this point in time, no matter if the streak was ended, whatever, there's still money in the Undertaker. There's still money in Brock. Is there money there? Yes. If I were booking and someone said you have to book Brock Undertaker, I would do it at SummerSlam. I would put Undertaker over, and I would be done with it. You may never see Taker again. As a fan, what do I hope happens? I hope we never see Taker again until 1 year from now or 1 year from WrestleMania. He goes in the Hall of Fame. He does his speech.
And we say thank you.
Maybe the man actually breaks kayfabe for one time in his life. Not that I want that, but I just think it would be very intriguing to see. I don't think we should see him again until he goes in the Hall, and I think it should be next year, immediately.
All right.
I don't think it decrepits.
Closing out here, I don't want to cut anyone short in your theories of wrestling, but I think we covered probably the two biggest going forward, aside from the network. I'm going to call on your show sometime. Can I call in?
Absolutely.
Can we talk about the network and our feelings of that? Absolutely. So pay attention to that. I'll plug that at a later day. And I feel like we should be chilling forever. You guys we're really not that dissimilar. We grew up on opposite ends on the indie wrestling scene, but I think we're all, in the end, we're wrestling fans, and a lot of us, especially as new gen guys, we're nerds. Yes. We're nerds. Nerds come together sometimes. We do some cool things.
Even on that indie wrestling scene, wouldn't it be cool if we could all come together and work in unison?
I do want to touch real quick. I want to ask you guys for memory, but I'm going to talk very briefly about a memory I thought was good where that did happen. The last show that I got to do commentary at, and from where it stands right now, I'm starting to think will probably be the last show I ever do. Nobody's given me money for over a year now, so I'm pretty sure I'm retired. That's a safe bet. The Ward Wilson Memorial Show. Yes. I got to, I'm sorry I'm slurring here. I hope nobody takes offense to a guy that likes to drink talking about this. I saw guys from all the indie areas near southern West Virginia come out for that. The Frank Barkers of the world, the Bart Battens of the world, the Lance Ericksons, Drake Tungsten, a lot of guys that I really have liked seeing over the years. Some of them I haven't got to work with, and some of them I've got to actually call matches for. Bart Batten, I remember him mainly from watching him wrestle when I went to school at Concord. He did the Wrestling in the Valley thing they did there during the spring breaks. But everyone there from so many different places came together to do something for one person, for one of their fallen brothers. And that's super cool because everybody was there today for that. There was no rivalry, which I think sometimes the rivalry on the indie scene is bad for everyone on the indie scene.
It can be a good thing.
It's the piece of the pie is so small, and so many people are clawing for that small demographic that I feel like we get to miss the opportunity to do things like I would like to go publicly on record. A WVCW, a former champ there recently, a guy named Scotty Rains, is one of my favorite guys I've ever worked with ever.
We love
and if
Scotty
anyone
Rains.
has a problem with that, you can go to hell. He's one of the nicest guys ever, and he's one of the most capable guys ever, and so very humble. And when he had his moment, I'm not a part of that. I haven't got an opportunity to work with WVCW, and I am very loyal to the National Wrestling Alliance. But when he had his moment, I didn't get to be there for that. I heard about it, saw on Facebook. But I had a genuine reaction because sometimes the guys that you love, the guys that have done so much for you, are somewhere else. And we're all that way on the indie scene. I'm sure you've seen guys over where I work that you guys at one point had an affinity towards a friendship and the brotherhood that's the indie scene. So I'm sorry, but I'd like to hear about your memories on the indie scene.
Just not with JC Dykes.
Yeah, we don't like JC Dykes Jr.
I ask you for affinity and you give me JC Dykes. Can I have 3 more minutes just to get I do want a story real quick of you guys of one of your positive experiences on the indie scene.
We owe him a chop. We owe him that.
Did you say that? Can I do it? Everybody else did.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh! Oh! Do it, yes. Do it one more. Oh, no! Yes, 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 yes. What
Is that all you got?
Oh, you little son of a bitch. You sell as well as Buddy Love. I digress.
That became amazing.
Was it as good as J.C. Dykes Jr.?
Buddy Love, you can make the drive down to Chicago to go toe-to-toe with me on the mic, too. We'll give you the same. We'll do a double main event of the worst ideas in the history of internet, YouTube, talk shows about wrestling. You'll go toe-to-toe with J.C. Dykes. I'll go toe-to-toe with Buddy Love.
Tag team match.
We'll do two very angry guys from the indie scene on here to just beat the shit out of us with kendo sticks.
Pretty much what it'll be.
Hardcore match.
Yes.
Hardcore match. We're hardcore. We're hardcore.
Blood.
We're hardcore.
Blood.
We're hardcore. Okay, give me a nerdy memory. Positive experience. Indie scene for you guys. Let's keep it at the beginning, because there's always something special at the beginning that gets you guys to stay there. And as a segue, can I have 5 more minutes, even though you said 5 more minutes?
Can we have another hour? Can we have another hour?
These guys don't even really...
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Wait, can I do one? Can I do one chant just for a very special guy in the internet community?
Absolutely.
Botchamania.
Matthew!
Botchamania! Botchamania!
Never quit.
He just stone colded it.
Oh, fuck.
Don't do that. We don't need blood. We don't. Well, maybe we do.
This shit draws. All right. No, seriously, though. At the beginning, and this is fucking retarded. I gotta wear this for the next 3 shows. Seriously, though, positive experience in the early going. What got you guys really in there? I'll tell you, for you guys, for me, I didn't get to watch the real evolution of the nerdy 30s on the indie wrestling scene, which I think you would agree has a lot to do with your popularity, the popularity you've achieved through your association with WTFU. My friend Johnny Youngblood works with Mid-Atlantic. When he came over there, one of the first conversations he had with me, he said, I remember when they popped up and I first noticed they were there. I got hurt and I was away for a while, and during that time, evidently, they started going to shows a lot. And they're very passionate, very involved, nerdy wrestling fans, and they love to chant at all the shows. And I remember being at shows before, and the crowd just wasn't involved. And then I came back for my first match back, and all of a sudden I heard a "Thank You, Youngblood" chant. I was like, what? And he's like, I heard a welcome back Youngblood chant. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. And those guys, they made so many things so much more special because of what you guys brought just as fans. And then as fans comes the podcast, and you guys, I would listen to a podcast where you guys traveled to talk about WVCW at one of the shows, and now you're a commentator. What glued you guys in at the beginning for you guys?
I guess with their, as a unit, it would actually be, it was Miracle on the Mountain 2.
Okay.
Was their first WVCW show, and we actually only went because of our good friend Joey Morton.
No.
Our good friend Joey Morton, By God Morton, invited us. I've been good friends with Joey for a while. He invited us, and I said, we'll check it out. We came, I was honestly expecting nothing. And we got there, and at some point, I think we just looked at each other, and we were like, wait a minute, there's something cool going on here. This is not something that was under our radar. Mm-hmm. And there was a TV taping the next week. We went to that TV taping, and that's when it all just gelled. We realized we really liked the product, and we started getting involved. I guess as you said, the chants. That's always to me been a big part as a fan. I think if you go, it's your right to sit there and be quiet. But man, why would you want to do that? When you pump that energy into the ring, you're going to get it back. The wrestlers pick up on that.
I love it.
The wrestlers
you feel
know.
the love. I'm feeling good just listening to you. Let me propose another idea for you, and that'll be the last thing we talk about.
Okay.
Let's be evangelical preachers. Let's milk all the people out there that love Jesus.
I can preach now, but if I do, if I preach, I pull out the Hacking style. I'll be like, and you gotta come to the wrestling show, and you gotta come and cheer, you gotta rant, you gotta chant, and if you wanna know, that's how
this
you
where
gotta
you
do
will
it.
find salvation, my brothers.
I think we actually had a man fall off of his chair back there just now.
I think that's our moment. That's the end of the show. Guys, I want to thank you, Jeff Griffith, Matt Cline, Tony Riffe. I'm sorry, we only got so much tape and we got some other people to talk to. But fucking A, wake the fuck up. Let's see you What? Sky, just what? Plug? Who are we plugging? Oh, Kevin Morris, Pixel Nation, thank you very much. Sky and I recently on the Razor Sharp podcast. Mr. Don Eamon Hardiman, thank you very much. Nerdy 30s podcast, thank you very fucking much. Can we all go in here? 1, 2, 3, nerds. 1, 2, 3, nerds! 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 Nerds!
Yourself to death.
It's time to do a morning show.
Please don't die.
All about how to have fun with your guests.
Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die.
Everything breathes like whiskey. Oh
Boiled denim that he found down under the bridge, with an eye to the side for the waitress. He will smash all the rats with his bashing stick, and he might spend a night in the crevice. With a soft spot copped for the man in green, he will pop tops off of the bottle of drink. He's a friend to the end of the fine.